Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and it's time to call out some fake movie news. I'm so sick of this crap. And this one particularly really bothers me. And the only reason I'm doing this story is not to shine light on this story, but to try and nip it in the bud. Where if you guys see people reporting this or coming at it, I think we all need to do our part to set the record straight. And it's about Jeremy Renner. I was online and I saw Grace Randolph of Behind the Trailer talk about, I'm hearing Jeremy Renner's days as Hawkeye are pretty much over. He'll either be recast, the role severely reduced, or cut altogether from Disney Plus show. What would you prefer, MCU? Recast, reduce role, cut Clint, focus on Kate, keep him, blah, 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 blah. And then, as people sort of put, what are you talking about? The domestic allegations that came out? I feel like Disney should continue to show and play it by ear based on what's heard. I hate for him to lose something based on false accusations if they turn out to be true. And Grace then goes, well, there are more allegations today. For those that don't know, he was accused of, I don't even know. It's none of my business. It's none of our business. When someone's going through a custody battle and a public divorce, and one of those parties decides to go public, I don't care what it is. I'm not reading it. It's none of my damn business. Unless you've gone through divorce and that sort of child custody situation, you just don't understand how dark and how emotional that period can get. It is literally the most personal, deeply affecting moment of one's life because for most people, children are everything. And when you go through a divorce, you have to realize, oh, I have to split my children. And more often than not, they hate each other and they don't want the children around either party in a lot of these cases, sadly. And so it's really the right thing to not put this out in public for the sake of the children and the poor daughter of this family of Jeremy Renner's and his ex-wife, to not have to read these salacious headlines. And everybody reporting on this and the tabloid garbage are just all part of the problem. And it's gross, and I need to just say something because it really, really bothers me. I don't have a problem with Grace. At least I didn't. But when I see her doing stories like this without any actual proof, without any actual sources telling her anything, with her just sort of fanning the flame of, I read an article because this person on Twitter said so, Daniel Reitman, who the hell is Daniel Reitman? I go and search for Daniel Reitman, who's the source of all of this, and you go deep, and he's some Marvel scoopster. But really, when you look up, it's all just his Patreon that he gets his scoops from. When you go pay him to get scoops. And I'm sorry, but no, this is ridiculous. He's a Twitter influencer and writer, according to CNBC. And you know what? He's built up a following off of some scoops. I've never heard the guy. I don't know what you're talking about, but the few I've seen seem very vague, and it is what it is. But this seems to be the source of where all this came from, of him sort of spreading the news based off this tweet. Just heard something. Heard Marvel are considering some options just in case they'll decide not to use Renner for the Hawkeye show. And literally, this little group he's created, just buy it and then run with it. And then it gets put in comicbookmovie.com. And then it gets picked up by Grace Randolph as sources. And I'm sick of it. This is ridiculous. What are we doing? This shouldn't be allowed. It really shouldn't be allowed. And then everybody just sort of reports on it as if it's like a real thing. Disney's reportedly optioning proceeds out of Renner. And then people are getting off, just angrily yelling at Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner said sexist stuff, said a transphobic slur, said the N-word, apparently threatened to kill his wife and more. Men, Brie Larson exists. This is maddening. So do not go and click this garbage tabloid nonsense. I did just so I could be well-rounded and be prepared for this argument, but this video in defense of Jeremy Renner, to be honest, because it's just ridiculous. There were previous statements around about him threatening to kill himself and his ex-wife, and I take all of that with a grain of salt because I don't understand what's happening, and people are emotional in divorce and child custody, and I just don't believe it. I need more proof. I need more than just one instance of someone screaming awfully at each other because that happens all the time. It doesn't mean actual intent. It doesn't mean there's actual violence or anything going on. And beyond, it's none of my business what happens between him and his ex-wife. It's what the court does. All of this stuff gets public because they want to try and, get better positioning. And they want to see, Jeremy, we can make your life more miserable by putting out more headlines. And then he could do the same thing to her in theory. But both couples in any public Hollywood divorce, it's all about optics. It's all about marketing, and it's all sleazy. And anybody who resorts to then starting to throw out sleazy things to the news, that's a red flag to me. That's a huge red flag when they're purposely going out to label things and air their dirty laundry. When there's children at home who will read this later. It's just gross. Real adults do that in the privacy of their own court or mediation hearings or divorce attorneys, and don't go public for that very reason, because for the sake of the children, you want both parents in their life. And if they're really going to be violent, I think you need to be doing police reports and legit things to strip a parent out of a child's life. So this is a really passionate one to me because I've been through all of this. Luckily, I was able to do mine civilly, and some people aren't. And when I see this, I get really angry, and I get angry at the people like Grace Randolph who exploit it, because this is gross, Grace. This is gross. What you're doing is gross. You're encouraging this disgusting tabloid grossness. It's classless. It's as sleazy as anything I've been accused of. You are just stop doing it. And we all should tell her to stop doing it. It's fine. It's one thing if you're doing dumb, lying clickbait, which she does a lot, but it's another thing to do it when you're affecting a child's life and you're encouraging this stupid drama to win a court battle. So to go, sorry, I'm hot on this one because it really does bother me. But here's the accusation. The headline is that Jeremy Renner's pal claims actor did cocaine with underage, barely clothed girls in his home. That's what it is. Sounds pretty terrible, right? When you actually go do it, this friend is apparently she's admitted to sleeping with him and having threesomes with him later. This is a jilted lover, clearly, a relationship gone wrong. That's who the friend is. So right out the gate, I'm like, sorry, hard to buy this. She's doing it in defense of Jeremy Renner's ex-wife because they're trying to dig up dirt so they can get more time with the kid. And she just basically is assuming everything. She walks in and apparently met the actor a few years ago at his home, but she wasn't the only female at the time. I recall there were 2 young women there with Renner. So that's not her damn business. They were divorced. He could be with 10 women. If they're all there on their own accord, he could be with 30 women. Who cares? Then she goes on to say, adding that one of the females looked to be young enough that she was underage. This is libel. This is ridiculous that she looked it. Sorry, stop. Who's to say she was or wasn't? Not me. None of my damn business. Then proceeds to say there was illegal activity, suspicions of illegal activity. They were barely clothed. Again, none of my business. Appeared to me that 4 of them had been up all night on a bender. Again, speculation. The pal then claimed that one of the girls confirmed to her that they had been doing cocaine. When, where, with who? Did he provide it? Did they do it before she got there? I got a million questions, none of which makes me think, did Jeremy Renner do something bad here? Added that she spoke with her the same night and the actor claimed he was helping these girls. Well, he might have been. And honestly, did they come complain? Did these girls come complain? Are they at the police station? No. The friend of the ex-wife who had a threesome with him is now friends with the ex-wife is coming to sort of do broad speculations and assumptions. This is scary, guys, and this is stupid, and this shouldn't be anything that we report on. There's no news. I looked up the transphobic statement. Oh my God. The sexist comment. Guys, let's watch this. I hate that I'm turning into what everyone thinks I'm going to turn into because I'm just red pill conservative. This is just common sense. This is common sense and should be on either side. This is not sexist, what's about to happen in this clip, for the record, but let's watch it.
Very serious questions to start with about shipping, because I know a lot of fans were actually pretty invested in the idea of Natasha with actually either or both of you guys, and now obviously she's with Bruce. What do you guys make of that?
She's a slut.
Look at that. Captain America, Mr. Liberal, anti-Trump, found the joke funny. Oh my God, let's burn him at the stake because it was funny. This is a ribbing. Scarlett Johansson would have laughed. It's a joke. And if anything, it's a joke on Marvel for making her have to be love interest with all the Avengers. If anything, it's a commentary on the fact that it is ridiculous that she has to sleep with Avengers. Why does she have to be in love with any of them? If anything, Marvel's sexist, if you ask me. This is a clear joke. Clear joke that then Chris Evans adds to.
Something along that line.
It's a complete whore.
She's a complete laugh
Man.
Whatever movie.
So anyway, and she's sort of, whatever. She's asking a stupid question. Let's talk about who Black Widow should be with next. Which one of you handsome men should she sleep with next? And then he actually does a pretty solid commentary and joke on the whole stupid question. And people on Twitter, of course, have to jump on this and claim that, you know what? Oh, yeah, she said sexist stuff and blah, blah, but Brie Larson, you guys, how come dare you be mean to her? Oh, blah, 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 blah. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to be mad on Brie Larson and be threatening to her. Who cares? It's just a dumb movie. But this is bad because he has a child. And we're not in anything to do with it. It's none of our business. It is none of our business. Grace Randolph, it is none of your business. Daniel Richtman, it is none of your business. Stay out of it until it's officially legal matter said by the courts. This is a divorce matter. This is a custody battle. And anybody reporting on this is sleaze. They are sleazy. I said it here, I say it first, and if you don't agree with me, then bye-bye, see ya, I don't care, I don't need you here, because I'm not reporting on this to try and get clicks. I'm reporting because I'm angry. I'm angry that people are reporting on this, that Radar and people and all these things are just going with these gross, salacious, personal matters that are none of our business. And if Disney does in fact attempt to pull him based off of a custody battle accusation, then that's going to be insane. Way worse for Disney to make any action than to do nothing. So I don't believe this for a second. And if Disney does remove them, then okay, I'll be back talking about this again because that would be absurd to do it based off of allegations in a divorce hearing. I'm sorry. Unless there are police records and actual bigger evidence versus there's a lot more on Jeremy Renner's side too, where I'm not even trying to get into picking sides. All I'm saying is anybody who comes forward with assumption sort of reports from friends of the friend who slept with the guy, guys, that just means it's very emotional, biased reporting. It's not real, actual evidence there, and no one has any proof of anything criminal. No child endangerment, nothing. This is just someone, and I do think the wife here for going public with all this is gross for the sake of the children. It makes me my skin crawl. Keep it between the lawyers. That's why you have big, expensive lawyers. Keep it there. It's none of my business. So I absolutely defend Jeremy Renner here. I feel terrible for Jeremy Renner. I feel terrible for the ex-wife. I feel terrible for the child. I feel terrible for every family member involved in the story because it's just gross the fact that we even have it. So stop. If you see the story, don't engage, don't report, and call out the person reporting it saying, this is gross. This is none of our business. Leave it between them. If Disney cancels Jeremy Renner and takes him off the shows, okay, then that's a news story. I get it. Until then, none of our business. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? Am I heated for no reason? I want to hear your thoughts. Hit me up on social media and please follow me over on Instagram at Andy Signor. I'm going to be doing some more polls, live videos where you guys get to interact with me and get into some nerd wars with me at some point soon. So please, if you're on Instagram, go to at Andy Signor, my name. It's right there. And join me. I'd love to have you over there. And obviously subscribe here on YouTube. You can hit the subscription button and that little notification bell to get alerted when videos come. I'd love your support because the YouTube algorithm, man, some days it just doesn't tell you when my videos are there. I don't believe I'm the next big, it's like deserve 1 million views every day, but I just know YouTube doesn't announce my videos to the people who have clicked to subscribe. It's just crazy, and it's not just me, it's all your favorite creators. So support your favorite creators. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more videos soon. And that's it. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.